Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods.
Hi, welcome back to Half A Hot Rods.
Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods.
Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods.
Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods. This week we're getting back to work on the 57-97 Chevy truck. What that is, a 57 Chevy truck body sitting on top of a 97 Chevy truck chassis. And I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of dove in and we're figuring it out as we go. We're to the point where we need to put a radiator in it. And I found a new used aluminum unit on Marketplace and picked it up. It's not terrible even for the first fit. So this radiator, I've been watching on Marketplace for a long time, and this one came up and it was about the right measurements. It actually came out of a race car, like a circle track dirt car. And it's aluminum, it's 2 rows, but it's 3 passes through the radiator. And everything I've read said that should be plenty for this big block. So it's kind of different than the old school, the old radiators where 4 cores is what you want and all that. This one, more cores doesn't necessarily help it cool better with the aluminums, I guess. So this is the one I got. I was able to look it up on this website. It's American made, and I was able to buy it for less than half of what it costs new. So that made me pretty happy, and it was less than what the Chinesium eBay ones were. So yeah, that's a good deal. And all right, so I can see that we have a problem with power steering lines in the way, but we might be able to just rotate that, take it loose and rotate it out of the way, and it might be okay. Otherwise, I think we're not in terrible shape. We'll just have to maybe raise it up a touch, which I don't think is a problem because I think we could raise it up 3 or 4 inches and we wouldn't have any clearance problems. Oh yeah, I think we got plenty of room to work there. I don't know why. What's keeping that from going down? Looks like a tie at the back. Which, I actually watched an old video of this from when I brought it home, and the gaps are already better than they were, I can tell you that. So, let's get that power steering hose repositioned. We'll move it over as far as we can, because I'd like to have this centered on these maybe, because it'll fit between them, it looks like. And then we'll just have to build like a little shelf on the bottom to hold it, and then some sort of brackets to go to this or over it and lock into it. I don't really know. There's not a lot of guidance out there as far as how to mount these, so as usual, we'll be figuring it out as we go. I mean, I can't just let it ride on the frame and the steering box, but if I could, by golly, we'd have it. So we got it just inside of the grill there. Just inside of the grill there. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And then we'll just honestly probably shorten this hose up, maybe. It might not be that easy. I don't think we're going to get rid of that bend easy. We may have to cut it and then splice it. And the bottom one, I don't know. There's a lot of hose there. We'll have to fight with it and see what we can accomplish. Let's get this mounted. So it'll ride right there. Obviously we don't want it riding against the steering box like that, and we are still touching that hose. Put a little rubber around that so it can't move around too much. It won't rub on anything. And then we'll raise the radiator up just a shade. I don't exactly know with what, but I cut some of the structure out of this front end, trimming it to fit. So if we can run something across the bottom of there to support the radiator and add a little structure back in, that certainly wouldn't hurt. And we might even, this would be a great place for some speed holes. I don't know that it needs it, but because the other radiator, I'm pretty sure, was in the same place, and the tank was the only thing sticking up. So let me see if I can find a chunk of metal to run across there for that to sit on, and then because I mean, we really almost could just run a piece of plate across there, tie it to that bar, or yeah, I'll raise it up just a touch, put some rubber isolators under it, and it would probably be good. I mean, I don't think there's anything special about the bottom of this. Yeah, just that guy. So let me see if I can find a chunk of steel. Obviously, we'd make some modifications to this. She's a little long, but that would sit right on there, especially if we put a little tab on the front, or we could run it that way. Just have to make sure we had rubber in between. That might be the way to go. And then we just maybe we make a cardboard template, because this is, you know, to make it fit around these guys. Run along that, tie into the body mount. Will that fit in there? I mean, we can make it fit, right? Alright, let's play with some cardboard and see what we get.
Idiot!
I just flattened the wrong side.
What is this, amateur hour?
Just flattened the wrong side.
You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting.
I flattened out the wrong side. The side I flattened out is the side that I need to stand up. to help hold the radiator. Good thing it was easy, right? So it shouldn't be that bad to bend it back. I don't think we're going to break it bending it back and forth. I don't know. Maybe we will. I'm almost done for the day.
Almost lost my cool there.
Let's go see what the next problem is. Oh. So the cardboard, I flexed a little bit to get it in there. I'm hoping I can just get this one in there crooked enough that it'll drop in, or that I can slide it under. There is a little gap in those supports. Oop, did I just do it? I got that side, which I didn't get before. Now I can't get this side. Get that there. Get that there. Actually, I want to go to the top. Well, let's just set that there. I want to put it on top of this bar, but let's set that there and set the radiator in and see what we get. Maybe I don't need to go on top of that bar. I wonder if we can weld it from the bottom. That actually isn't terrible. I think I'm going to trim a little more there, just so we don't have to worry about it getting too close to the hose and the edge of the radiator. We'll look at this from underneath and see. Oh yeah, we could weld that to that bar across here. See? The rusty part is that bar I'm trying to go to. We could zip it right in there. How do we look under the power steering or over the power steering? Actually, if I lift that up just a touch, I don't think it's on it. Yeah, I think it clears. So, I mean, we could, well, if I push it in that far though, then can I get to the bar? What do I want to do with this? I don't know how much good that is now. Probably cut it out. Tie that in. That'll tie the two sides together pretty good. Yeah, because this is what I had to cut out to get it around the frame. I may as well go the rest of the way across. That's not doing anything for us now. Yeah, I think that bracket's pretty darn close. We'll do a little more trimming, a little more grinding here and there. But I think that bottom part will work. Looks like an intercooler. Got that Turbski action. I think we might have to do some speed holes. I don't know. It probably would work fine. It probably would work fine, but I think it would work even better with some holes across here to allow a little more airflow across it. I think that panel comes out. So we'll bust off all these bolts, or we can just drill the holes. So I got an assortment of the rubber insulators for GM radiators. I'm going to try and make some of them work for underneath the bottom of this radiator. I'm kind of thinking we just drop them on there, and then they'll settle in. Something like that. Will they fit in here? I don't know. Hey! Keep it down over here. Lay on the bed and be quiet. Shh. You're going to have to stop that. That's not going to work. We're trying to make cinematic magic here. Yeah, or I'll feed you to the cat. Come here, Pan. Come comfort the puppy. Come here, Pan Kitty. Yes. Oh, nice Pan Kitty. Oh, nice kitty. Yes, nice kitty. Oh, now you can be quiet. All you want is for me to be close, huh? Hey, no biting, kitty. You okay now? Do you just need to sit closer to me? Or do you just need to be petted the whole time? We might need to weld this in first and then work on it. It'd be easier to weld if we just took the front end off, flipped it upside down. We're not going to do that. That's too much work.
That's called foreshadowing.
Alright, so we're going to trim this edge to give our radiator a little more room to move. Some off this back edge too. I got to figure out how much. I want this to sit on top of that round bar right here. Right now I got it underneath the way it was sitting in there, so we're going to try putting her about there, which means we got to make a mark and then hopefully make a straight line. So I'm thinking about there. Yeah, eat your food and quit being a whiny brat. I love the puppy stage. Should I have ground the edge of that to prep it for welding before making sure it would fit? Nope. Did I do it anyway? Absolutely. Oh, I think I can fit it in there one-handed? Probably not. So the way this came out, I'm going this way first. And then we'll go under. And then we'll come back up above. And we'll pull it up level. Oh, I had it. That's more or less what I want. You may have to take a little bit off these edges to get it to sit where I want level. You went in there. Not too bad. There we go. All right, let's trim a little more. I'm going to take a little bit off there. That gap probably wouldn't be a problem if I was a better welder, but let's get the gaps as close as we can.
Rinse, repeat.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I wish I could get a vice grip in there. Let's see if I can get something stuffed in there to hold that up, and then we'll do another test fit. Oh, baby pup.
I'm a hound dog.
What? All right, I think this fits a little better, a little closer to what I want. And get her welded up where we want it. We got pretty good gaps along here. Nice gap there. Might even be able to use the original radiator mounts if I can figure out something to go in there. Kind of feel like I need something all the way across the bottom because the bottom's just like this. So I don't know if just splitting a piece of heater hose and putting it over that is enough. Seems like it should be. Between that and the cross pieces sitting like, so we got a couple like this at the tank, and then if we ran something like that all the way along, and then we have the other one here. I think that's going to be okay. Then I just got to figure out how to wrap this side, which I had some of those brackets set out. Or maybe I just looked at them. Maybe I didn't set them out. These guys. These came off the OBS truck. Originally, I was just going to go up here and do something like this. But I think it would be nicer looking if we went somewhere down here, did something like that. And just zip. But I don't think we want to modify these ones to work because I think they're going to look like garbage. Which means we just custom make some because I'm so good at fabrication. No. Let me play with that a little bit and see what I come up with. And we'll be back in a few. Yeah, let me play around with this and I'll be back. So let's see how they're going to fit up here. They're both the same crooked, so that's good. Oh man. That's I am not unhappy with that at all. We put a little strip of rubber in there, maybe on both sides, and then bolt it down to the original spots, and that will fit quite nicely. Are you cheering? Are you cheering? Or are you crying? There's no crying in shop work.
There's no crying in baseball!
Yeah. Hey! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You just want to help? You just want to be held because you're a baby. Yeah, you're just a baby. Yeah. All right. Let's... You know, this one's got a hole in it, so that makes me think it probably needs a speed hole, even though we can't make a dimple, because one, this is thick, and two, I don't have dimple dies. But we could make them the same. Drill a couple holes in both sides. Would that work out? We're going to need some rubber along here, too. Just in the corners, I guess. Anywhere the aluminum's going to touch steel, we need rubber to keep it from touching the steel. So we'll clamp it onto there and then trace out the line so it doesn't overhang that so much. We probably don't have to do that, but I want to do that so it looks better. Okay, we're back from a battery change. I was drawing holes when the battery died, so... or drawing marks to make holes. That does not look the same though. Here's what we got. And the hole that's in it is already too big for my pilot bit. No, I guess they're real close. Yeah, I think that's as close as I can actually ask for. So we're going to try and drill some holes. Let's see what we get. Alright, we're back out in the shop on the 57. I got some brackets cleaned up. We got the shop dog, Mudflap. Mudflap is out here. He's got his wrench. He's ready to help. Oh, he's going to growl? You tough guy? Huh? You tough guy? You tough guy? Yeah? You tough guy? Get him. Get him. He's really a tough guy, as you can see. I got my side mounts ground, drilled, painted. They're more or less ready to go on. The lower mount here, I'm going to wait to paint it till after I weld it because I don't have any weld through primer. And I got it pretty well set in there. Cardboard holding it up because that definitely won't get hot when I weld it. And the rust ground off best I can on the contact points. Hopefully it'll be good enough. I guess we need to get that tacked in and then weld it in. And then we can get the top part positioned. Oh, I almost forgot. I went and got some stall mat from Tractor Supply. We're going to cut that, put it on the bottom, and then use it to cushion between the mounts and the radiator tank. And once we get the bottom done and the sides done, then we can work on the top, which should be simpler. It'll just, hold that in that way. You'll see when we get there. I got it in my head. I've got it figured out. We'll see if it works. So let's get this welded in, and then we can see if we can mount the radiator and cut the rubber and, all the stuff. All right, I think it's in there. I'm going to clean it up with a wire brush and paint it. Is it good? No. Is it good enough? Yeah, I think it's fine. Almost grabbed that with my bare hand. I'm sure the whole thing's hot now. But I can't move it. I'm moving the whole truck, so yeah. We'll clean them up a little bit, but I think that's plenty solid enough. And we'll put the radiator in there. Well, we'll paint it, we'll cut the rubber down, then we'll put the radiator in there. So why don't you guys take a break, get a cold one, come back in 2 seconds, and I'll have made a whole bunch of progress. Okay, we're back. I did a little painting. I cut some rubber strips. Are you stuck again? Are you stuck? Here, come over here. No, not that way. Oh, you did it last time. Come here. Go back through here. Yeah, you gotta go back through where you came from, Gooper. Yeah, go through there. Now, come here. Come here. Oh, there's a good boy. Yeah, there's a good boy. You're not stuck. See? All right, come on. Come lay on your bed. Fix this. Here. Fix this. Fix this nut. Yeah, get it. Yeah, good boy. All right, we got some painting done. And while I was waiting for the paint to dry, I couldn't help myself. I made some more speed holes to allow the radiator to breathe a little better. I don't know if they really help that much, but I think they look cool. Cut this strip of rubber off my Tractor Supply chunk of rubber, and we're going to drop it in there. Is the paint dry? Yep, dry enough. And that's just going to sit in there. I'm not too worried about it jumping out of there once the radiator's on it and bolted down. So, oh shoot, I didn't cut strips for the mounts. Let's just set it in there and see how it looks with the mounts. So let me get you guys someplace to sit. All right. So the rubber's down. We'll get the radiator set in there. And now we've got rubber cushion on the bottom, so we don't have to worry about that. We're going to need some on the top too, I forgot. Let's put our mouse on there, see how they look. One goes where? You don't know, do you? I think they only go one way. Yeah. so speed holes. We see our fancy aluminum radiator through them and above them. And we got some more. I'm going to build another bracket for up here, so that's not done. I know it looks unfinished, but check this out. How cool does that bracket look? I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I am so happy with that. The bottom one just kind of disappears, which is what I want because it's not very pretty. You can see the aluminum through the holes. Same thing on this side. I got to put some rubber insulators in between the bushing, or between the bracket and the radiator. But I am so happy with how that looks. So, all right, I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to cut some rubber down to fit in there. I'll probably glue that to the bracket so it doesn't want to move around since it is vertical. And then, yeah, we'll figure out the top. And I'm not disappointed with those speed holes. This is thin enough that if I had a good way to do it, I could dimple those. I was tempted to do it with a ball peen hammer, but I don't want it to be all ripply. So I need to first figure out something to beat it against, like grind a smooth dip in a piece of wood or something, and then tap against that, I think, maybe. But I don't know. Or the bottom of an aerosol can, if it was the right diameter. I don't know. This is pretty thin stuff, so I don't think it would take much to just give it a little shape. So, yeah, I'm pretty tickled with that. I'll get some rubber cut for the other. That I'm just cutting it with a X-Acto knife, and yeah, it's not super easy, but it's not super hard either. All right, and might be about time to eat some lunch. What do you think, Mudflap? Is it lunchtime? Mudflap. Is it lunchtime, buddy? Or is it nap time? You tired? Oh, yeah. He's so tired. All the work he's done. He hasn't done any work. He got tangled up about 7 times, but he hasn't done any work.
4 years later.
All right, so technically the radiator's in. I've got my mounts in there, and it's tight. It's not going to move around. It's not going to jump out of there the way it's sitting. I didn't hook up the hoses yet because there's still some more to do. This is how this hobby goes, and if you're going to do this stuff, I always say you got to be willing to fail. And there was some success today, but there was also some fail. And the problem is this bracket I made. If you look straight down, you can see there's a bigger gap down here. And the reason for that is because the radiator's not sitting in there the way I need it to. Well, in order to put a tab in there to hold the radiator where it was, I needed to get these 2 cross rods, these 2 guys that went X ways across the front. They needed to come out. They needed to come out anyway because I'm going to have to put the fan on the outside, on the front side of it. And in order to get to those, I could get to the top part easy, but the bottom was behind the valance and the grill. So to get those out, well, as you can imagine, it being 1957 and sitting in a field since 1964, everything's rusty. Half the stuff broke, half the stuff I couldn't get a wrench on one side. I had to jack up this side and pull the wheel off in order to get up in there enough to get to the wrench, to get to the bolt, to scrape it off enough and beat on it with a screwdriver so that I could get a wrench on it. And then I could turn it. So you can see the mess this has turned into, and things falling off the fenders and rust everywhere and dirt, and the dog, he's given up on me, I think. He's had enough for today. But he's not whining, so that's an improvement over last week. But altogether today, I want to say I got out here no later than 10, and it's now after 4, so 6.5 hours. I probably had 2 or 3 hours in making brackets and stuff. No, I probably had 4 or 5 hours making brackets and stuff last week that I didn't make a video about the truck. So, you know, we're, what'd I say, 4 or 5, and it's a long day that I've put in over the course of 2 days. So this is where it's probably gonna have to end this week because I got other stuff to do. I got family stuff to do, I got house stuff to do, and at least I know where I'm at. I need to add some tabs here to hold this in and just move it, straighten it out, square it up in there, and then I think it'll be good. I'll put it in the video. I'll zoom in too.
No regrets.
So this is what this week's progress looks like. The radiator's in, it's solid mounted, but I need to add, like I said, a couple more tabs to make that the way I want it. I've got a piece figured out, I think, for the top. As much a cover as it is to hold it down. Right now, I have very little concern about that coming out of there if I can get those mounts squared up. I'm real happy with how those look. We just got to get them to sit square on the radiator, and I think it'll be better. What do you think, Mudflap? You had enough for one day? Oh yes, it's been terrible. Yeah, he definitely needs some recliner time now. All right, well, we're getting there. Progress is progress. It's not ever as fast as you want it to be, but I needed to take that valance off anyway to fix it from when I dropped it early on off the cherry picker. Without the valance on it, the grill doesn't look as bad, but I think it's still bent too, so we may do a little pulling and bending on that. As long as I got it off, I may as well do the body work on it. Body work. All right, I think that's it for this time. As always, I appreciate you watching. If you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. Leave them in the comments below. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it. We'll see you next time. You cry, baby? Yeah. Mudflap. Can you free close up?